Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, March 28th. We have all you need to know about a recent bank robbery in State College, as well as details on a civil rights lawsuit involving a Penn State professor.
We also have more on the investigation regarding Pittsburgh police officers, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Hannah Markovich.
And I'm Carlos Garcia.
Ferguson Township police are searching for a suspect who allegedly robbed North Atherton Street Bank. On Wednesday afternoon, police responded at about 3:50 p.m. to the robbery at PNC Bank. The suspect is described as a white male between 5'9" and 6'1". He was wearing a red baseball cap, green neck gaiter, gloves, dark zip jacket, and khaki pants. The suspect fled the area on a black mountain bike headed toward downtown. He presented a note and demanded cash from the bank staff. No one was injured during the incident, but the suspect took an undisclosed amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ferguson Police Department.
A group of about 70 Penn State students marched through downtown State College and backed up traffic to protest the firing of a university professor last Thursday. The Students Against Sexist Violence, a campus group who organized the protest, gathered in front of the Petit and Paternal Library at 1:30 p.m. The group was wearing sunglasses and handkerchiefs on their faces, as well as holding signs that read, quote, "We don't need admin," end quote. The protest originated after Dr. Oliver Baker, an assistant professor of English and African American Studies, was put on administrative leave for confronting a counter-protester at a pro-vaccine event on August 27th. Baker had 2 misdemeanor charges of simple assault and disorderly conduct dropped after the event.
A black Penn State political science professor has been given the opportunity to file an amended complaint to his federal civil rights lawsuit. The Errol Henderson lawsuit was filed against the university in May of 2021, which alleged discrimination in a hostile work environment, according to court documents. Henderson reported unprofessional and biased behavior to the political science department head Lee Ann Banasek since 2014. The university issued Henderson a formal letter of discipline, which charged him with discrimination, harassment, and related inappropriate conduct, while barring him from teaching until June 20th, 2021.
Mount Nittany Health's proposed outpatient medical center in Patton Township was given conditional approval by Township Supervisors last week. Tom Charles, Executive Vice President of System Development and Chief Strategy Officer for Mount Nittany Health, gave supervisors an overview of the project. The new center will enable them to continue recruiting and retaining physicians to deliver medical care to the State College community. Mount Nittany is the largest multi-specialty medical group in the region, employing more than 220 physicians, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. According to Charles, the building will mostly be a physician office building, with some limited ancillary services available. After this afternoon's unexpected snow squall, what will the weather look like for the rest of this week? Madeline Zarkowski has this week's weather forecast after the break.
We saw some pretty serious snow squalls this afternoon with pretty heavy snow and gusty wind, but luckily those squalls have made their way out of our area and we'll be seeing pretty calm conditions for the remainder of this evening. Partly cloudy skies, but those cold temperatures with those snow squalls are remaining. 17 degrees for our low tonight, so we're going to be in the teens. Pretty chilly with those gusty winds, so you're definitely going to want to bring that jacket with you out this evening. Now, if we take a look for our conditions tomorrow, those cold conditions are going to stick with us. 18 degrees on your way out the door tomorrow at 9 a.m., so we're in the teens again when you wake up. By noon, warming up a little bit, 24 degrees with mostly sunny skies, and those clouds are going to build throughout the day tomorrow, 37 degrees and partly cloudy skies by 5 p.m. Now, if we jump ahead to this weekend, we're going to see our high of 67 degrees on Thursday. So that's our high for the week, unseasonably warm. So you're going to want to enjoy that warm weather on Thursday. But after Thursday, we're going to see those temperatures drop. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to be in the low 50s and upper 40s, but luckily we'll be seeing a dry weekend after all of this precipitation we're going to see this week. Now, taking a look at that precipitation on our 7-day forecast, we're going to see that we did have those snow squalls today with that snow squall warning, luckily clearing up for tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, but that precipitation is making its way back in State College for Wednesday. We're going to see a wintry mix on Wednesday with a low in just 31 degrees, so watch out for that rain and snow on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, we're warming up to 68 degrees. Because of that, we won't be seeing snow, but we'll actually be seeing thunderstorms on Thursday, so pack that umbrella with you on Thursday. Clearing up for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Temperatures drop and partly cloudy skies for the weekend. That's all from me. Coming up next, Brendan Conroy has the latest in sports after the break.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Brendan Conroy with your sports update. Penn State winter athletes broke a program record this past season after 123 students received all Big Ten honors. After soundly topping last year's mark of 106 students, this year's winter athletes were on top of their game, both in their respective sports and in the classroom. To receive these academic honors, athletes must be verified by their squad prior to March 1st, be a Penn State student for a minimum of 12 months, and maintain a GPA of 3.0 or higher. For the fourth year straight, women's swimming and diving led the way with 29 athletes receiving these honors. Men's swimming and diving came in second with 22, and wrestling finished third with 18. This season's academic performance contributes a great deal to Penn State athletes' graduation rate, which currently sits at 92%. That is a major increase from the 2015 report, where Penn State athletes sat at an 88% graduation rate. The NCAA announced Tuesday 4 athletes from the Penn State women's gymnastic team have qualified to compete at the regional championships in Norman, Oklahoma from March 30th to April 2nd. Alyssa Bonsall, Lauren Bridges, and Cassidy Rushlow will be competing in the uneven bars event after a stellar performance throughout the regular season. Freshman Isabella Sacido secured a qualifying spot after she led the Nittany Lions with the highest scores on floor. She also hit a career high of 9.50, just 0.05 points away from a perfect score. The top 16 teams will be placed into a bracket to compete with one another, while the remaining 20 qualifying teams are placed in one of the 4 regional sites to compete. Individual competition will take place next week as well. The Nittany Lions will head to Oklahoma this weekend in preparation for next week's competition. Stepping out of Penn State sports, Major League Baseball is back. The 2022 season is getting underway as spring training and recent trades and signings have kept the league on their feet. With just under 2 weeks until regular season play, it is crunch time for lower-tier players to make their mark and fight for a starting spot on their respective teams. The offseason shook up the league with big names like 2020 NL MVP Freddie Freeman going to Hollywood and suiting up with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and all-star third baseman Chris Bryant heading to the Mile High City and joining the Colorado Rockies. Infield superstar Trevor Story heads to the East, where he will join his new squad, the Boston Red Sox. The first day of the regular season will take place April 7th. After a league-wide lockout took over the majority of the offseason, these players are more than ready to suit up and take the field to compete for the Commissioner's Trophy. That's all for sports. After the break, Gabrielle Tyner has the latest updates from the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Gabrielle Tyner with your entertainment update. In local news, the Center for the Performing Arts at Penn State will be bringing the Broadway tour of Hairspray to the Eisenhower Auditorium on Thursday, April 14th. Hairspray is one of Broadway's most successful comedies of all time and has accumulated quite a trophy case. The show's original run took home 8 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, Best Original Score, and many more. The show will begin at 7:30 p.m. and has about a 2.5-hour runtime. The show reflects the story of 16-year-old Tracy Turnblad in 1960s Baltimore as she rises to dance stardom amidst conflicts of racial segregation. The show covers themes like freedom of expression, racism, acceptance, and individualism. Tickets for Hairspray are available for purchase online and over the phone. Prices begin at $59 for adults, $41 for students, and $42 for children under 18. Along with Hairspray, another exciting performance coming to Penn State. The university's annual Move It On Festival has revived back to its pre-pandemic ways and is featuring a pop-in lineup. This year, rapper and known heartthrob Jack Harlow will be headlining the event. Harlow is known for his viral songs What's Poppin' and Industry Baby with Lil Nas X. Along with Harlow, rapper and songwriter Amine will be making an appearance, who is best known for his hit songs Caroline, Reel It In, and Spice Girl. And finishing up our lineup, we have Fits in the Tantrums, an indie pop band from Los Angeles returning back to Movin' On 2022. Since their performance in 2014, Movin' On, the group has accumulated some hits like Hand Clap and Out of My League. More acts are to be announced. Movin' On will return to the IM Fields April 29th, the last day of classes. Shavers Creek held its annual Maple Harvest Festival this past weekend. Reporter Alina Lebedeva was there to bring us the story.
As the number of COVID-19 cases drops and the world comes back to normal, so does Maple Harvest Festival at Shavers Creek Environmental Center. It is known in State College community for its pancake breakfast, costume interpreters, and picturesque location. I'm here at the annual Maple Harvest Festival that has not been happening since 2019. It's the first time it's happened in a while. You can see people enjoying the event in the background. This festival has been a great contribution to Penn State community and community of State College as well. The festival has a long and rich history, and even after 2 years off, it keeps being very popular within the community.
We've been doing this festival since 1984. There's lots of time and space for people to enjoy their pancakes, explore the trail, visit our aviary, and just enjoy being here at the center. We're sold out of our tickets both days, and so it's a ticketed event. We sold less tickets this year because of COVID, and we wanted to kind of spread out our traffic and just open up the space a little bit more.
For a lot of families living in and around State College, visiting Shavers Creek has been a tradition for years, and this festival makes coming here even more exciting.
Yeah, so I've been going to this summer camp here since I was like 5. I'm 15 now. I love the atmosphere of this area. It's one of my favorite places. I've always been a fan of the pancakes, and we always used to get like a year's worth of maple syrup here.
Reporting from State College, I'm Alina Lebedeva for PSN News.
On a national note, the 94th Annual Academy Awards got quite heated last night after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage. Rock, who presented at last night's awards show, made a joke targeting Jada Pinkett Smith, saying he was, quote, looking forward to a G.I. Jane sequel, end quote, poking at Pinkett Smith's hair loss, which is due to an autoimmune disease called alopecia. Her husband did not take the joke lightly. Smith got out of his seat, walked on stage, and smacked Rock right in the face. He walked back to his seat and shouted, quote, keep my wife's name out of your explicit mouth, prompting ABC to silence the audio of the show. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, Rock declined to file a police report against Smith. The Academy tweeted early this morning saying it does not condone violence of any form and is happy to celebrate the award winners. Smith later apologized without directly addressing the earlier confrontation, while accepting his first Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in King Richard. The couple had been in the spotlight earlier this year when speculations about infidelity came about after Pinkett Smith opened up about having an entanglement with singer August Alsina during an interview in July of 2020. That's all for your entertainment update. After the break, Carlos and Hannah have the latest news from across the nation. We'll be right back.
The U.S. government has formally declared that members of the Russian armed forces have committed war crimes in Ukraine. The declaration that Moscow's troops had violated the laws of conflict comes after Secretary of State Antony Blinken, President Joe Biden, and Secretary of State Wendy Sherman said it was their personal opinion that war crimes have taken place. The decision to issue a formal accusation marks a significant step by the U.S. government. Blinken's statement cited credible reports of indiscriminate attacks of apartment buildings, schools, and hospitals. It remains to be seen whether there will be any accountability for those accused of carrying out the alleged crimes.
The United States has announced a package of new sanctions against Russia and further aid for Ukrainian refugees. President Joe Biden looked to rally the leaders of some of the world's most powerful democracies to increase their efforts to help Ukraine in a series of high-stakes meetings. The U.S. said it would place additional sanctions on more than 400 Russians and Russian entities, including the Duma and more than 300 of its members. Along with more than 40 defense companies, the U.S. plans to take additional steps to prevent Russia from attempting to prop up its economy. The White House also announced it would allow as many as 100,000 Ukrainians to enter the U.S., with a focus on those who are most vulnerable. These additional efforts come as senior administration officials say Biden, who attended a series of summits last Thursday, is trying to raise pressure on other nations to increase their support to Ukraine, while he himself has been under pressure at home to do more.
After a tornado roared through Arabia, Louisiana on Tuesday at speeds of 136 miles per hour, the walls and roof of Angel Hahn's house were gone. Hahn and her mother, Monica Hazen, are just two of the storm-battered residents in the New Orleans area. Residents are still addressing the damage and reflecting their scramble for safety. Connor Lambert was killed by the tornado Tuesday night. 8 people were hospitalized for injuries related to the storm. The National Weather Service gave the tornado a preliminary EF-3 rating on the enhanced Fujita scale. The storm system in New Orleans also spawned more than 30 tornadoes in Texas.
Pittsburgh has moved to fire 5 police officers after an internal investigation, officials said on Wednesday. The investigation is in regards to the October death of a man involved in the suspected theft of a bicycle. 54-year-old Jim Rogers was in the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police custody on October 13th, when, according to a public safety department statement, an officer deployed a taser due to him not complying with their orders. He was later transported to Mercy Hospital, where he died the following day. His death was ruled an accident by the medical examiner, who said it resulted from a lack of oxygen to the brain, according to WTAE. The 5 unidentified officers have 14 days to challenge the firings in arbitration, according to Public Safety Director Lee Schmidt. The officers will have the option to retire, while 3 other officers will be allowed to keep their jobs. But according to KDKA-TV, they will have to be retrained. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.